Yo, how's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's doing fantastic today. Now, I'm coming at you with a complete banger today. I'm going to try to provide as much value as possible in the littlest amount of time as possible. This video is going to be short and the value is going to be high. So what I want to go over is how I built an AI copilot that I've added to my software, PromptX. You can go back on my YouTube channel, check the first two videos I made about it. I'm building it in public. I'm showing the process for the most part. So I've added an AI copilot to my software that can do some pretty cool stuff. I'm going to show you how I built it. I'm going to show you the backend in Make, the best automation software ever, by the way. And then we're going to talk about how you can build a similar one. I'm going to show you A to Z, step by step. Okay, let's get into it. So if you were familiar with the state of the app in my past two videos, you'll recognize this UI a lot, or user interface. It's very similar. It hasn't changed too much overall. However, I've refined the backend tremendously and it's working a lot smoother now. So if you check out this code right here, you'll see my Copilot widget. The new feature I've added is this Copilot widget.js right here. So pretty standard stuff. Obviously we have to import React, use state, the close icon, which you'll see we need to close the actual pop-up box. But this Copilot is essentially this little thing in the top right-hand corner right here. Tiny little box, great little robot logo right there. I'm using Material UI, and they have a lot of very fun logos and icons, which works super great. And this Copilot is essentially designed to be a research partner at a very basic level. I'm sure more functionality will come in the future where we can link a Google Doc or a Notion drive and you can save what the Copilot has found to the drive. I think that would be quite cool. But as of right now, the Copilot is just there to answer quick questions for you, help you with things, do some research on things. And then ideally it'll go hand in hand with the prompt generator right here. So this is part of the application that can generate prompts for you for ChatGPT. We've taken a different approach to this. As you can see, steps for a successful prompt right here. That pops up there. So it'll go hand in hand with the prompt generator and it will provide tons and tons of good value for you. Now, I got this idea from watching Jack Roberts' video. He makes incredible content. Oh, we love Jack. Jack is absolutely incredible. And this is heavily inspired from his video. Now, he created a video a few days ago where he created this AI copilot that used Make, used this exact module setup right here, where we have a webhook, Perplexity. Now, if you don't know what Perplexity is, it's essentially ChatGPT and Google combined. So it can do research, but then actually present that data a lot more succinctly or nicely because AI formats it and it pulls everything you need. It is absolutely incredible. If you haven't checked it out, I would highly encourage you to check it out. A lot of people I've met that don't like ChatGPT love Perplexity. So if that's you, I'd check it out. So what this is doing is we have a webhook right here. This is just a simple webhook module. You can go add module and just look up webhook right here. And we're using a custom webhook. So all this is it's a webhook. We copy the address to the clipboard. If we go back to the code, you can see that we have this send to webhook function right here, where we actually send data to this webhook, which corresponds to this URL that we have in Make. And then, where is it? And then that corresponds to here. So the text that goes into here, so research NVIDIA stock. So this text, if I just hit enter, it'll say accepted. But since the webhook isn't running right now, or this scenario isn't running, it's not actually actively accepting data. So while it was accepted into the queue, it hasn't actually functioned yet and ran. So what this is, we capture the data in our AI Copilot's text box, send it to this webhook. This webhook then sends it to Perplexity. So same thing, go add module, search up Perplexity. You can go to their website, you can create an API connection. It's extremely simple. I put $5 in and I've tested this maybe 20 something times and I've only used 4 cents. So it's incredibly reasonable. And I just gave it a really simple prompt. I need you to analyze it and do some research for me. You are to create a report on whatever the text is about. So it's just a general prompt example, make an educated guess on what the user wants, output stuff nicely, that sort of a thing. Now, in Jack's video, he said, I want you to output like a red circle, a green circle, or a yellow circle, depending on how true the text is. So if it was like a news article, it would do research on the article and then come to a verdict whether or not that was a true story or how accurate it thought it was. For this one, I'm doing more general purpose research. And then our final module here, you just look up webhook again, but instead of the custom webhook, you want to select the webhook response. And then that's it. Hit save, delete this, hit save. And that's our little 3-part module right there. Now, because we're using webhooks, you can connect this to absolutely anything. You could integrate this with Slack, Discord, WhatsApp. You can do so much with this, or you could put it on a front end like I've done. So if we just run this really quick to actually see what's happening here, we'll go wait for new data. So our webhook's actually running. Now in practice, we would turn the scheduling on and then it would run all the time. So let's actually submit our research NVIDIA stock here. So it's running. If we go back to make, we can see that it's accepted. Our text is research NVIDIA stock, which is perfect. Perplexity is going to run and we are going to get a fairly decent answer here. If we go back to our React app, we have a lovely structured text box with a fun blue gradient around the outside. And it's kind of saying exactly what we know about NVIDIA. 22.1 billion for the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2024. That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's nuts. So valuation and growth, product loans, right, blah, 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 whatever. So it gives you a nice little report on NVIDIA stock or subsequently whatever you put in this box. So this feature, I think, is going to be a beautiful little value add to people. I haven't decided if I'm going to put it in the free tier of my software or in the paid tier. I guess only time will tell, but I just wanted to show this to everyone, show this little, what is happening outside? I don't know if you hear that. Show this little feature that I've built. Again, we're just returning a JSON. We need to stringify it and we're going to return the text. And then this is some React stuff. We're going to just return, some styling essentially for our buttons. And then our text field here. This is where the actual information is going. And it's a fairly basic React component. I should probably separate these styles because these should go in their own styles.css just to clean everything up. And then obviously we have to export the Copilot widget and we've added it to our app.js. So guys, that's kind of it. This is a new feature that I've added. Again, something that I've thought about is perhaps when the volume gets too high for Make to handle, like if 100 people send in a webhook at the same time, that's going to be a fairly big queue and it'll be a little challenging for Make to process potentially. There could be some errors there. So I will have to actually like hard code the API call to Perplexity into here, but that's no problem. That's fairly easily done. And for now, Make is good. And I also thought it would be a good thing to show how accessible it is. So you can have these 3 modules here and you can literally do so many things. You can email this information to someone. You could use this as a lead magnet. Again, the upside is endless and the potential is endless, and it's only a few cents. So I want to leave everyone with a little quote today that I think Andrew Wilkinson said, who's like, I live in Victoria. He's like a local Victoria billionaire. He runs Tiny. He went to the same high school I went to. Really cool guy. I'm reading his book right now. His book is awesome. It's called Never Enough. Definitely get a copy. It's super cool. And what he said, I believe, was he said, AI is like a brand new continent that's never been discovered. And we stumbled across this brand new continent filled with 2 billion people. And they're all willing to work and they're used to working happily for 2 cents an hour. So I'm not going to say any more. That is what I'll leave everyone with. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This was a fairly quick video, but I just wanted to show you this new feature and hopefully inspire you and spark some inspiration for your next project and something that you can incorporate right here. Again, shout out Jack. Go give him a follow on YouTube. He makes incredible stuff over there. Okay, till next time, guys. Take care.